Aloha, or should I say Buenos tardes. This is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele report. This one is for March 13th of 2012. I'm walking on a path I have never walked before, going out to a beach I have never seen before. This is very indicative of these times where we simply do not know what lies ahead, who we might meet around the next corner. So, we'll see. They say there's a beach out here. And in the meantime, let's see. We've got the moon. We just had that new moon in Pisces. I'm sure you felt it. And it has now gone into Aries. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, goes into Taurus. Saturday goes into Gemini. Until Tuesday, going around to Cancer. So this weekend we have, it is the waxing moon. Yes, working up to the first quarter. The first quarter moon actually is on Tuesday at 29 degrees of Gemini to 29 degrees of Pisces, where the sun is. 29 degrees is a critical degree. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But that's the positions of the moon. What else is going on? You know, Mars went into Aries. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to see that on Sunday, Mercury goes direct, which is enough to make everybody rejoice. I know people have a hard time with this retrograde Mercury. So, alright, well, actually there is a beach here. And I hope it's not too windy. I'm going to try to cut down on the wind noise here today. But let's see if I can find a good spot without too much wind, without too much noise of the waves breaking on the beach. Oh, and here we have some friends coming to visit. All right. Very good. Talk to you soon after I find a spot. Aloha. Okay. Aloha. Now let's see, where did I leave off? There's so much to talk about. Wow. Lots of different things going on. This Mercury going direct. Let's start with Mercury. We've been in this, I've been talking about this Pisces Party going on, okay, since the beginning of, middle of February. It was the beginning of February, like March 6th, February 6th or so, that Mercury came past Neptune in Pisces, and then it went over Chiron in Pisces. Went retrograde, went back over Chiron, is now in a sandwich between Neptune and Chiron. It goes direct this weekend, and it's going to go back over Chiron again, so that this whole cycle of time, by next week, Mercury will have moved on. So we have like this 6 or 7 week period of time of Mercury passing over this Neptune-Chiron conjunction, coming back and going a third time. And we know that Neptune is the messenger of the gods. In astrology, it's linked with the left brain, rules Gemini. It's our logical, rational, ordinary, everyday, egoic thinking that navigates through this time and space, this earthly, third-dimensional material world. And it has been going back and forth over Neptune and Chiron in the sign of Pisces, which is the infinite, non-logical, non-rational, multi-dimensional, spiritual, infinite self. It's enough to blow your mind. And that's what has been going on, yeah? And so in early February, it came into Pisces, and this by itself is enough to just kind of set us all a little bit more on edge. We can feel a little more dreamy. It's very artistic, very musical. We want to dance, but when it comes to focusing, concentrating, meeting our goals, you know, keeping our schedules, showing up on time, not as easy. Chaos comes in, spirit comes in, nature comes in, the goddess comes in, love comes in, and sets everything awry. So it's a great time for dream journaling, for feelings, you know, with it, taking our thoughts. And this is very cool because Mercury was the only god that could go down and visit the underworld and come back again. Everything else that went into the underworld stayed there. So it's like our mind, our brain, our thinking is allowed, you know, we can, with our thought, penetrate down into our deepest root chakra, down into our deepest primal feelings and needs. We can get there. But it takes a lot of stillness, it takes a lot of quiet, it takes a lot of, you know, oming, satnaming, yeah, repeating these mantras or listening to music, whatever, taking some plant medicine. So there are these ways that our mind can visit that realm. It can't stay there. So our mind emerges back out again, and this is what's happening now. It's going to go direct, and it, you know, in another week or two, it's going to be past, you know, and it's going to go into Aries, and we're going to be cleaned out. But, you know, it's this time period now of contacting spirit, of contacting that which is beyond our comprehension, that which is beyond our understanding. And during this whole time, it's trining Saturn in Scorpio, it's squaring Jupiter in Gemini, its own sign, and we can talk a little bit about that. Jupiter in Gemini. You know, in old astrology, Jupiter was in its detriment in Gemini. Jupiter is expansion, it's the right brain, it's intuition. You put it into Gemini, and the Gemini wants to take that and just like make it into, you know, logical, rational, let's write books, magazine articles, and get on the radio and talk about this. But, you know, it can limit the scope of that Jupiterian eternal expansion. We're talking here about the mutable cross. Boom. Gemini, Sag, Pisces, Virgo is the mutable cross in astrology. And the mutable cross, there's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal initiates change in the outer world. Fixed sustains and maintains the new. And the mutable is changed by the outside world. It's mutated. It's the shape-shifting. So this is Mercury, Gemini, Pisces. This is a time of shape-shifting, of changing, as a result of being strongly impacted, influenced, overwhelmed, permeated, penetrated by the outside. The downfall of Sagittarius is when they stop changing. When they think they've got the truth. It's locked up, sewed up, you know. It's, I just wrote it in my last book. You want to know what's true? Read my book. No, man. It's constantly metamorphosing, expanding. There's always more dots. There's always more to bring to it. And of course, Pisces is square. That Sagittarius-Gemini axis, the thought axis of the left and the right brain. Pisces takes us completely out of the brain. You know, like when you're sick, like I was last week. Wow, you go out. You can't think. And this is Chiron in Pisces, so let's now look at Chiron in Pisces. So much to talk about. Chiron is the wound. And the wound becomes the medicine. And the wound in Chiron in Pisces is abandonment by God. I don't feel there's salvation, redemption, a safety net. My wound is separation from source, from spirit, from my infinite spiritual self. Stuck in my ego, stuck on planet Earth, stuck with this job, stuck with this partner, separate, stuck with this body. Well, now Mercury's coming around this Chiron. Neptune, Chiron conjunction. This has all been a time to heal that wound of separation. That's why 2013, the end of separation, I call it, yeah? This is a time when we can think into, feel into, reconnect, heal that wound of separation through and using, Mercury, new ideas, new thoughts, new techniques, and squaring Jupiter, new beliefs, new morality. And that's what this is about now. I want to get a little more into the bigger picture, because when we're talking about the underworld, Venus is in the underworld right now. Venus went into the underworld in February, disappeared from the night sky. You can't see Venus. And you're not going to see Venus again until like May 9th, which is like right around the eclipse. She's in the underworld. And when Venus goes down into the underworld, she's there for like 80 days from the beginning of, the middle of February. She went into the underworld, invisible, disappeared. She's now conjunct the sun. She's going to be conjunct the sun for a couple of weeks, traveling through the end of Pisces and into Aries. So now she is just getting stripped, annihilated, released, freed, and tapping into the deepest, raw, core, kundalini power energy of the infinite. Oh my God, look out. She's going to go all through Aries, Sun-Venus conjunction through the warrior goddess. And then in May, she's going to come out in Taurus and be seen again in a whole new light. So we have this re-empowering of the feminine. She's conjoining with the sun. Really getting charged. It's like plugging in your cell phone. Not that Venus is a cell phone. She's the farthest thing from it. Anyway, yeah. We want to be talking about, because this whole thing that's going on now is this rebalancing of the masculine and the feminine. And I've been, contemplating this for a little while now, and if it's one thing I can think about, Venus and Mercury, we had that Venus-Mercury conjunction last week. I forgot to mention it in my Pele report because I was spaced out. But, they were traveling together there for the first time since last June. We had a Venus-Mercury conjunction. And if we really think about this masculine and feminine, I've been thinking about it because the thinking is quite masculine. The masculine is the light, the day, the logical, rational thinking, acting in this world, this dimension. It's our strength, our power to get things done, to do things, to make it happen, to figure it out, to analyze it. This is this masculine quality. It can be disconnected. When it is disconnected from the feminine, it's dangerous. Yeah? This is how come, we can have these, now they're actually making bombers that are remote controlled bombers. They're killing people by remote control, sitting in front of a computer screen. This is the mind gone bad. This is our video games. I think people, these kids now are killing 100,000 people a year or something with these video games. There's no morality, there's no ethics, there's no love, there's no compassion. The mind's separate. Pornography, there's just like we can see these things and have all these visuals and get stimulated or whatever, but it's all this mental kind of a thing, without really sinking down into. But like when you get sick, when you get out of your head, when you get out of your mind, when you go into your feelings, the feminine knows morality. Our inner emotional nature is connected with Mother Nature. And nature is true. Nature is moral. Nature is natural. One and the same thing. Moral and nature, they go together. Mother Nature does not make mistakes. She doesn't do the wrong thing. Cut it out, man. Life knows, and this is Pisces. Life just knows. Don't question it, don't doubt it. Surrender to it, accept it. Try to just like feel into it. You're not going to figure it out. Yeah? So, this is a real opportune time. You know, this is an opportune time to understand what is true, and our feelings guide us to truth. We don't have to justify our actions. We take the right actions. We are in alignment when we are in our hearts, when we are in our feelings, when we are in our feminine. We don't, I mean, in some ways, I suppose you could connect it to the male and the female, but this is going on inside each of us. To say that women are more truthful and honest and men are more liars and thieves and cheaters, that's not, you know, we have both of these going on. We're talking about the masculine and the feminine, not men and women. But we can say, on some level, you know, women are maybe more easily, you know, it's maybe a little easier for them to get into that feeling space, that heart space, that realm of nature, and can therefore be the guidance for men, and men, you know, can get in touch with their feelings, can get out of their mind, out of their heads so much, tap into that, listen to their, you know, also listen to the women, but, you know, whatever. It's just this idea that really struck me, you know, about how and of course the danger also of the feminine disconnecting from the masculine is not thinking and not communicating. You know, that upper side, we share, we talk about it, we communicate it. We don't just, oh, I just feel it and I know it, and you know, you're an idiot if you can't. You know, the feminine needs to like rise up into the light, yeah, and come out and unite with that masculine. Otherwise it's lost, it goes nowhere, it goes down the drain, in the hole, and no evolution occurs, no change occurs. The masculine makes it happen on planet Earth, in the here and now, through government, through policies, through family, through therapy, through, yeah, so the, you know, the masculine and the feminine are interdependent. They rely on each other, need each other, support each other. So this is like the deeper thing of what's going on with this Mercury trining, Chiron trining Saturn over there in Scorpio. You know, in the square to Jupiter now. So last but not least, we come into that Mars came out of Pisces. You know, spent 6 weeks or so in Pisces. And Mars is this masculine. Swimming around in the waters of Pisces lately has been, who am I, where am I? Where's my ego? Where's my willpower? Where's my clarity? Well, now Mars has gone into Aries. You know, on the 20th or 21st, I don't know, you know, next week or so, the Sun is also going to join Mars in Aries. And this Pisces party is going to be over. For better or for worse. Some things it's better. The confusion, the chaos, you know, the craziness of what the hell's going on is going to kind of like go away. But also like that magical, innocent feeling of, you know, what is really the mystery of life. You know, that connection to that infinite samadhi. That's going to go away a little bit too, yeah? So, You know, this week is a time of, you know, like I say, Mars came into Aries, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Chiron, Neptune are still there. But nonetheless, the moon is coming around through Aries, Taurus, Gemini. It's this new moon. It's time to take the vision, time to take the dream, and move with Mars into Aries is trust your instinct. Trust what you have received in the last 3 to 4 weeks from Spirit, in your meditations, in your dreams. Trust it. You are now realigned. We've all kind of been in the shop, realigning, getting realigned with Spirit. And we're coming out of the shop, brand new, spanking clean. Fire up them engines, baby. Mars in Aries. Oh yeah. Trust yourself, do it, go for it. This is a great week. And of course I can go on and on and on. You know, the first quarter moon happening at 29 degrees. It's actually critical to break out. And you may have somewhat critical conversations, 29 degrees of Gemini. You know, that first quarter moon is like, pay attention to what you're saying and what you're hearing and what's going on here. Somebody gives you a book to read it. Time to like absorb some new information here. Moon going through Gemini. Yeah. This weekend, powerful, good stuff. So have a good conversation, have a good time. Reach out, learn something new. Enjoy. Namaste. You know what? I can't close without thanking everybody 1,000,000 times over. Oh my God. I was humbled and down and out and sick and under, and I asked for some help with my festival and everything. Over 800 people responded with donations, and I've got, you know, I got some money, and I think these festivals are really going to happen, and it's going to be really amazing summer. 4 different gatherings of the tribe, of the new people, of the seed people coming together. I'm totally jazzed. More on that later with my website, and of course my other website now is the KaipachaHealingFest.com. You can learn more about these festivals I'm doing in the northern western states this summer, thanks to the support and donations of so many of you. And yeah, so wow, magic. Ow! Have a good time, enjoy, aloha, namaste, buenos tardes, so much love. Oh my God, I got so excited I forgot the frickin' mantra. Yeah, man. Let's see. You know, this one goes like this. As I live in peace and harmony, I align with true morality and no longer need to figure it out. I choose and act without a doubt.